Hey, Mark.
You're right, Cam. You're right.
Yeah, just as I click record, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. That's a smooth start to this episode.
is
Professional as always. Right
okay.
then. So, Patreon. Yes, do check out our Patreon page. It's £2.50 for the month, and you get early releases of the episodes, and you also get a shout out at the end of each episode. So do check it out, and it really does help and support the podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Now, what is actually proving to be very popular, Mark, from the feedback that we're getting, is
Oh,
our news story headlines, stories from around the world that have caught our eye in the photography world,
yeah.
and it's very, very proven to be very, very popular. So we're really pleased about that. So we are going to continue with that. And the first one that I've got is, Oasis have been very much in the news, and after
for good and bad.
For good and bad, and after what do you call it? Oh God, not Noel, Liam. No, was it? Yeah, Liam. Who was it? Who was at Wembley at the boxing? Who performed live?
Oh, it was Liam.
Liam. Okay, he was slated. Absolutely slated for. Yeah. What did you make of that? Did you see it?
I didn't see it. No.
Okay, I saw it, and the only thing is, I would say is, it was rock and roll, wasn't it? Okay, so his voice didn't sound great. What the hell? Doesn't really matter.
No, not really. Anyway, we digress.
Anyway, we digress.
We're talking about his brother, really.
We are. Okay, so photography news stories from around the world. Noel Gallagher's grumpy middle-aged man portrait to be added to the National Portrait Gallery. Okay, cool. So Noel Gallagher said he is thrilled and honoured to have his portrait added to the National Portrait Gallery. And this is quoting Euronews. So it says, your Oasis have been dominating the headlines of late with the announcement of their reunion tour and their resulting ticket controversy. It says here that there is some good news for one half of the Gallagher brothers, as a picture of Noel Gallagher is set to go on display at London's National Portrait Gallery later this year. If there's anyone that has never been to the National Portrait Gallery, please make sure you do. It's fantastic. It's free. It's right in the heart of London. Make sure you take time out and get there. It says the photograph of Noel, taken by photographer Zoe Law, will go on display for the first time as part of the gallery's Legends exhibition on 29th of November, and will then be part of the gallery's permanent collection once the exhibit comes to an end on the 2nd of March 2025. Mark, I think you and I ought to get there for that.
I think we should check
the musician said he was thrilled and honoured to be among the portraits, adding the thought of the portrait of a grumpy middle-aged man who frankly hates having his picture taken being permanently displayed for future generations to marvel at is very special. Thanks and praise. And the photographer, obviously a shout out for the photographer, it says, is the greatest honour that my portrait of the legend Noel Gallagher has been acquired by the National Portrait Gallery, a lasting legacy that all portrait photographers and artists dream of.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's great news to hear something like that. Photographer, and something like that. And
it is amazing, though. It is amazing, like with all the portraiture and all the lighting techniques and all the things that we can do, which is different. I mean, and I don't mean this isn't a criticism one bit. I love the picture. I think it's brilliant, and I love the style. But you think David Bailey was doing similar style back in the 60s, and it's very much white. But I mean, it's white background. It's one light, it's Rembrandt lighting, black and white. It's got great expression, but it's good quality photography, and it just shows with all the fads and the phases that portraiture goes through and all this, this basic clean photo is still the sort of thing that people really marvel at. So I love it. It's really good.
And I think one of the things about this, I mean, you were saying it's not new. The style isn't new. No. Okay. And we're not knocking it. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. And it should be displayed.
I love it. I think it's
shout out to the photographer. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. And David Bailey was doing this before. Okay. And we've seen it. So, but my point here is that this will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And I think, David Bailey was going back to late 60s. Okay. So now take it 50, 60 years ago, whenever that was, this portrait of this style, of Noel Gallagher is going to have, I think, that same, people will look back at it with that same sort of feeling and respect.
Yeah.
In other words, it will grow in value over time. So if anyone looks at it and says, well, it's nothing new, it doesn't need to be. Okay, it doesn't need to be. And particularly if you go to the National Portrait Gallery as well and have a look around. So So make sure you get there, guys. I think, Mark, you and I ought to, and we'll get in touch with them as well, and see if we can get some comment from the National Portrait Gallery on that exhibition. Okay, Mark.
Okay.
Something that at first I thought, I don't know, but it is actually very interesting.
Yeah, you weren't. I was quite surprised when I pitched this one to you. You weren't that fussed about it, but I think it's wicked. So Google Earth adds historical imagery to track location changes over time. So I don't use Google Earth that much, but I do sometimes. It's interesting. For those who haven't used it, it's satellite pictures of the Earth. It also, some areas have street maps on it as well, like you get on Google Maps. Basically, you go onto the app, you type in, I don't know, the pyramids of Giza, and it will go to Egypt, and you'll see satellite pictures of the pyramids of Giza. So it's pretty cool. But they have added old imagery to it. So this is a Petapixel article that I saw it on, and the first picture is you got a picture as a satellite picture of San Francisco. On the right hand side, you got San Francisco in 2024, but on the left hand side, the same area, San Francisco, as taken from a plane rather than a satellite, I'm guessing, in 1938. And it just shows you what's changed, what hasn't changed in that picture. I mean, it's quite interesting. The grid system is still the same in the pictures, but also the harbor, because it's a seafront bit, so the harbor's changed slightly, and all this kind of stuff. I think this is wicked, and I think it's really good for historians, because actually one of the things I do like, I see on Facebook, and I see it all the time, there's a page though, it's a town that, so I live in Coventry now, and it's Coventry we used to know, and it's people just put up old pictures of Coventry town centre and how it's like now, before and after, what it's like today compared to streets before, and I find that really interesting. I really do. When you see old footage of 1945 when VE was announced, you see all the pictures mainly around the people. But what interests me is the buildings and the backgrounds and the architecture and how it was back then. And I think this is wicked. I really like it. I think it's a really, really good expansion on the app.
I do think it's great, actually, and I also looked at it into a little bit more detail as well, and about Google and some of the comments Google making, and they're continually moving forward with stuff like this. So it says because they're also going to be rolling out now as well more updated images, expanding their Street View imagery in almost 100 countries. They're going to be expanding what they're actually doing. But it says, in addition to making their imagery available in more places, it says Google are sharpening satellite imagery across Google Earths and maps. So it says, starting soon, it says you'll see a brighter, more vibrant globe made possible thanks to Google's cloud removal technology. It says they've used Cloud Score Plus AI model trained on millions of images to recognize and remove things like cloud, shadows, haze, and mist. At the same time, this model keeps real-world weather patterns like ice, snow, and mountain shadows visible on the map. The result is a refreshed global mosaic that gives you a clearer, more accurate look at Earth. Staggering, cool. Really. And it says these updates help us understand our planet's past and present, while also offering an expanded, more beautiful view of our world. So in actual fact, when you first ran this past me, I just sort of dismissed it. And now actually it's something I'm going to be taking quite... Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to have a look at it. I think it's really good. I mean, I'm sure there's some people listening about, have the usual privacy issues with stuff like this. I kind of understand that a little bit, but actually I think it's really cool. So
yeah, well, we won't go into any more, other than I will say those people that got an issue over the privacy issues, then have they got something to hide? But that's another conversation that we're not going to go down.
Why did you say it? Because that's going to trigger me. That's such a nonsense thing to say. But anyway, we're going to move on.
Okay, right. So now this show has a Canon expert. Our resident Canon expert is you, Mark.
Oh, as God, is it?
Okay,
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. Now, this next story is nothing to do with Canon, but it's to do with my love of Leica. Okay.
Yes, Leica boss.
Yeah, I'm the Leica boss on this show. Okay,
Yeah.
so Leica have released the Q3 43 with a fixed 43mm APO lens. Now, what does that all mean? Let's find out. It says Leica's introduced the Leica Q3 43, the latest model in its full-framed fixed lens Q series. It says the camera features a new developed APO Summicron 43 f2 lens with a fixed 43mm focal length that provides a natural perspective close to that of the human eye. So for those people that don't know, 50mm lens is regarded as generally, as the human eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sort of as almost the closest. So it says the Q3 43 shares with much of its core technology with the existing Leica Q3, including its compact design and high resolution performance. And with its 43mm focal length, it creates a camera that is well suited to street photography and portrait work. And on the outside, it looks every bit like a Leica, but introduces a grey leather exterior, which gives it that unique look.
You are salivating, Cam, aren't you?
Oh, tell me about it. Okay, well, with the James Bond Leica, the Lenny Kravitz model, the Kevlar model, Leica are pushing the boat out again. Okay, this grey leather exterior. It says on the inside, the camera retains features like the built-in macro mode for close-ups, fantastic. A wide f2 aperture, amazing, which promises the ability to handle low light conditions, along with Leica's signature smooth background separation.
I mean, it is a sexy beast. It is.
Everything about it comes in at a bargain, £5,900. Okay, and it's a Leica. And what's not to like?
Well, the price, I think. Yeah, it is a sexy beast. It's a beautiful looking piece of equipment. I think I'm looking at the pictures of it now. I think it's very sleek. It's minimalist on the buttons, but it's very tactile at the same time by the looks of it. It's lovely. It's just not worth $5,000 in my opinion.
Well, it allows photographers to shoot 1836 and 60 megapixels. Such high maximum resolution also means you can digitally frame images from 43 millimeters up to 150 millimeters while maintaining high resolution. Yeah. Again, what's not to like? Guys, check this out. It's $5,900. Go out and buy one. Ditch everything else.
It's more expensive than an R5.
Everybody needs one. Everyone needs one of these. All right, Mark, what's next?
Okay, moving swiftly on. Yes, this is something else you quite like, I think, isn't it, Cam? So last Wednesday, I think we spoke about this in the previous episode, but a couple of Wednesdays ago now, Meta had their big event, and they have unveiled its first pair of augmented reality, so AR in brackets there, glasses. It's called Orion. And as well as updates to the company's Ray-Ban smart glasses, the Meta Quest headset, and the company's developer event. So they have been, they're doing a lot here, aren't they? So it's their conference. It took place in California. We briefly spoke about this last time, but the Orion glasses. So the Meta CEO presented Orion, a prototype he called the most advanced glasses the world has ever seen. So it's another pair of glasses to put on my glasses, I guess. Okay. So while there is no release date on Orion, Zuckerberg says the product will eventually become Meta's first consumer full holographic AR glasses. The smart glasses can project digital representations of media, people, games, and communications onto the real world. Orion interacts with the wearer's voice, typing, or hand gestures. But it also has a wrist-based neural interface, which lets the wearer send a signal from their brain to the device using the wristband that translate nerve signals into digital commands. This is crazy stuff. Unlike the bulky headset, Orion weighs less than 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces for those who use that sort of measurement. And it has no wires. Zuckerberg has framed the product as a move away from desktop computers and smartphones into eyewear that can perform similar tasks. A lot of people have said this is the craziest technology we've ever seen, but I would concur with the craziness of that. What do you think to that, Cam?
I think, first of all, they look a little bit naff. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know,
I mean,
I
thick
love
rims.
Ray-Ban.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
they are thick rims.
I do love Ray-Ban. And somebody might say, oh, no, they're bold, they're beautiful. You know, you've got to be a certain type of person, but I love the brashness of them and everything. No, okay. They look naff.
They do
Okay,
remind me, actually, the thickness of the frames, and it's not something that you may have ever had to worry about, but I remember the old NHS glasses I wore when I was about 6 years old. It does,
Yeah.
it does remind me a bit of them. Different color, but my God, they are thick frames. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure you expect me to say something technical, okay?
Well, yeah.
On that, okay, but you know, looking at it, it's just, you know, does it warrant, you know, a big launch? I know it's part of the future and their vision. We talk about glasses and the vision for the future and all that. But really, how many people are really? I mean, do gamers get into this sort of stuff? I guess.
Well, I think you wear this around though. So
I mean, the thing is, it's got that privacy thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the privacy thing, fine. But I think you're missing the major point on it, actually, Cam, is that these sorts of things is what's going to replace things like smartphones. So, you know, just to go back, you know, it has that wrist-based neural interface, which lets the wearer send a signal from their brain to the device. I mean, this is like cyborg stuff, isn't it? I mean, this is crazy. This is the sort of thing you see on sci-fi. And it's, as he said, Zuckerberg has framed the product as a move away from desktop computers and smartphones into eyewear. I mean, the next step from this is stuff implanted in your head, I guess. But
that's going to happen. I've always said that we're going to have chips. I think when we're born or from a certain age, we're all going to have a chip.
But the fact
in our arm or something,
you know, it'll have a camera of sorts. This is not quite a photography thing, but it's very much a visual technology thing, which I think is something that we need to know about. And of course, smartphones has such an impact on the photography industry anyway, and this will eventually replace smartphones. And it has, I don't know, it's got screens on your glasses. It's craziness. It's absolutely, I mean, it is amazing. But yes, the design's awful.
I know it's, but you know, I mean, there's a video. There is a video, and that's probably that I've not actually watched, and I'm just seeing sort of clips of it now.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, it's the way things are moving. And I guess it's just progression. In a few years, those glasses can be so small, so thin that everyone's going to want a pair. But at the moment, they're just putting it onto view. In a few years, they're going to be people wearing them all day long, you know, and they're able to do whatever they want to do.
I still like to know if you can get prescription versions.
Yeah.
No one ever talks about that, by the way.
No,
let's just, the reason people wear glasses is because they can't blooming see. And no one ever talks about it when it comes to these things. And oh, yeah, by the way, you'll be able to see through them if you can wear glasses. Yeah. Anyway.
I know. Okay. So, Mark, next story is a image editing program software.
Yeah.
Okay, so Skylum launches Apathy, a portrait editor with AI offering fast results. And this is something we found on F-Stoppers. Skylum, who made quite a splash in the imaging editing space with Luminar and then Luminar Neo, is setting out to conquer portrait photography editing with Apathy. And the company says it's aimed at professionals and serious near professionals and will be launched early November. And the project was formerly known as Project Barcelona, and Skylum says Apathy sets a new standard for the next generation of portrait retouching tools by combining advanced AI technologies with state-of-the-art features. Apathy delivers unmatched precision and natural-looking results, making it the ideal choice for professional photographers who value time and quality. You know, lots of updated skin features compared to other the editing programs, like different steer lighting options, skin smoothing, face body skin color corrections, presets, masking, makeup. You know, each of one of these programs that comes out always takes it that one step further as well, making portrait editing you know, much easier, much more simpler, more options. Now,
but it does look good. It does look good.
It is a subscription-based software. Okay, it is not something that you can go and buy a CD for, and then see if you can buy what I can't remember what they were called. Was it a cracked one? Not a cracked one.
Well, we don't talk about pirates, Cam. Come on.
No, pirated copies, because that's basically how we used to use Photoshop many years ago.
I never did any of that.
No. Okay, but somebody bought it, and you got. I can't remember what term we called it. It wasn't cracked, whatever it was.
Well, yeah, I think that was a phrase I'd heard. I mean, I never.
Maybe. But, anyway, so it all went subscription based, and I think it's much better with subscription based stuff. But I remember Photoshop, when you had to buy it many years ago, it was something like £600 or something. You bought it as a one-off, and that's why so many people will be trying to get these pirated copies from them. But this is a subscription. It's a subscription based service. It's going to be a 1 year subscription, will be around £150, something like that, give or take a few pounds.
Yeah.
And
that's a yearly subscription, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 month subscriptions you can get for about sort of £25-30.
A lot.
And all of the plans include their latest version, 24-hour technical support, and activation on up to 2 devices. So which is pretty good. I do wish that you could activate on, say, up to 5 on one license. I think 2 is very limiting, especially when you have a business as we have. I don't like that. On this article, it just says what F-Steppers liked about it. Okay, but it also says what they think could be better, and it does say they think the price it's pricey, and that they hate subscription plans. I know the software companies like this. It says the revenue, but I'd really like to own my own software. I don't agree with that, because he said in 3 months they might do some updates. Okay, in 6 months they might do some updates.
But if it works, it works. I mean, I have software like this, and it's a bought software. Imagenomics is the name of the software. It's incredibly expensive, and I do think you can't. You do have to buy it twice if you want it on different. You only get one app and one device on it. Which I think things like that need to be bettered. And also as well, I think you should be able to, because it was like 200-300 quid or something for this software that I bought. It wasn't cheap, and I think you should get some free updates with that, actually, if you're paying that much. Subscriptions are all well and good. I understand that's the way it's going, and you've got to do it. I think actually though, the subscription charges on this is quite pricey, considering if you think what you can do with Photoshop, and you get Lightroom, and you get all these other things. I mean, actually, the clips that we do on here is through Photoshop Express that I get free with my £10 a month package, right? And this is talking about £25 a month, and all it does is the portraiture part. It's not going to do anything else for you. So it's quite expensive, that, I think, if you compare it to what you get with Photoshop. And you can do some of these things, not as well and maybe not as quick, but you can do some of these things through Photoshop anyway. So yeah, I mean, it looks very good, mind. I think the software does look incredible, so I'm not dissing that at all, but I think the pricing structure is quite high.
I think it's fine for professionals. I think that's one thing, if you're doing it professionally and you're paying a monthly fee, that's absolutely fine. If you're a hobbyist and you don't want to pay the monthly fee, I understand that. There are other softwares, there is other software that's out there that you can use, that you can buy and not have to pay a monthly subscription. There's lots of, and we will talk about it on a future episode, there's lots of free alternatives of Lightroom type programs as well. So, but anyway, something else news come out. We're not endorsing it. We're just saying it's out there. We're not saying it's any good or not. We're just saying that it's a new one that's actually just come out. Okay, Mark, let's grab a drink and we will then crack on with our main story. Okay, Mark, you as a working professional photographer have got a camera bag, no doubt.
I do. Yes, okay. I do.
Or more than one camera bag. Now, we're going to go through with what you have got in your camera bag. We're going to go through what should every professional photographer, or not necessarily professional photographer, but what should photographers have as essentials in their camera bags.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Let's see what you've got.
Okay. Well,
Mark,
I think we're also going to go through this today. I think we should probably do some sort of YouTube video and have like a proper look video because I'm just going to stick this on my knee. You're not going to really see much, but I can.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because I know a lot of people just will listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
this is good because some people that are watching it is great, but if you're just listening to this podcast, it's not. You don't need to actually see anything. Yeah.
So to start with, there's my bag there. So it's a Low Pro Trekker. I love this bag, by the way. I think it's really cool. I bought it a few years ago. I think it's really good.
It's a good bag.
It is a good bag. And I went for the bigger one. Now, I think we've spoken about this before. I have a ridiculously heavy bag because I just take everything with me. I do.
I think it's unnecessarily heavy. But let's see what you've got in there.
Okay, well.
But you disagree with me, you're right.
Well, I do, because otherwise I have a habit of forgetting stuff. So I just carry everything. So therefore I don't forget anything.
Good point. Yeah.
So, right. Just trying to open this without banging the microphone. So I've got two bodies in here. So I've got one R6 and I've also got the old Mark III, 5D Mark III. Okay. That's still a workhorse of a camera. That I know it's old, but it's still really good. And actually that's what I use for my, because it has a slightly higher pixelation rate than the R6. That tends to be what I use in my studio is the F-Up. So I've got a flash gun for each of the cameras. So you're asking me last.
Interesting. Do they not take the same flash?
No, one's just older. So no, I've got two flash guns. So I've got the Canon 600EX2 RT. And then I've got basically the same sort of thing, but a few models down, just by age, really.
But both flashes work. Yeah. Both flashes work on both cameras.
They do.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why your bag is unnecessarily heavy.
Well, no, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, you could just use the same flash on each. But actually, as you probably see, I have a flash on each camera. So therefore, especially if I'm shooting a wedding, I used to just have one flash gun and transfer it, but it just annoyed me. It annoyed me for two reasons. First off, it actually damaged one of my hot shoes because I kept flicking it over quite quickly. And the second one was I sometimes missed a shot because I suddenly needed my long lens and it didn't have the flash on. So by the time I switched the flash over, so that's why I've got two. It's also good for when I'm doing things like on stage photography for graduations, because I always have my spare camera ready. Yeah. With a flash on, ready to go at the if there is an issue with the main camera that I'm using. So that's why I have to. Does make the bag a little heavier. I know this, but there we go. So that's in there. They've got the batteries in as well. I've got that's a charger for the batteries. And then I've got things like there's a USB plug for the chargers. Lenses. So you saw I got the 2470 on there. Okay. And then I've also got, and this is what weighs the bag down, this bad boy right here. So this is the 7200. I would love to get the RF version of this because it's half the size and half the weight, and that would really make my bag a lot lighter, because that is heavy. Yes, but I do use it. I use it, so it has to come with me.
So you've got two bodies, two flashes, 7200
three lenses, because there's an 80mm prime lens as well. Oh,
80mm prime lens.
85. Sorry, that's the
85mm prime lens.
1.8. So yeah, it's not a 2.8. Sorry guys, it's a 1.8. But the Bokeh things you can get on this is lovely. So it is a lovely lens, that.
Yeah.
I've got my harness. So this is I can drop the camera. So I strap the cameras to me.
Yeah. It's a double harness, isn't it?
It's a double harness for both. And I've got a few wires for the chargers and things. That's for the Okay, so that's all in there. Now, I know once you said to me on the podcast, actually, oh, your bag's a mess. Actually, I know where everything has its place. Everything does actually have its place. It might look like somebody else, but I know where everything should be and where everything is. So that's good. Now, one of the things I like about the Trekker is it got this little extra pouch in here, which I absolutely love. And in here, so it's hard doing this with one hand because I'm holding the other bit of the bag up. We've got my batteries, so my Canon batteries there. I have 6 batteries. It's the R6.
So two camera bodies. Got two camera bodies, Six batteries.
And I'd probably suggest that the R6 takes 4 of them during the but the R6 I get through 3 batteries, and the Mark III just has 1 battery in all day. But that's mirrorless for you.
Mirrorless,
spare rechargeable batteries there.
Okay. And there for your flash.
There for the flash. I've got SD cards in that one. And because the Mark III takes compact flash, you've got compact flash in there.
Okay.
Battery charger.
Yep.
And another battery charger as well.
Okay.
But these don't weigh that much. So
no,
it doesn't really change much if I didn't have those in. I'll pop that down there for a minute. And then I've got a few sort of bits and pieces in the side. That looks really weird, doesn't it? I've got
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hang on. So there we go. So I have got actually a bit of rubbish in here. I should probably. These are the pockets that I should probably sort out. But I've got.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cable release.
Okay.
So I tell you what, the cable release is brilliant for when you're doing. When we do the certain graduations we do, where I'm just on the stage and it's just you're just tracking, and you've got 600 students to get through. Instead of having my hand up here all the time on the shutter button, having that attached so my hand can be down here, it's so much more comfortable when shooting. So that's why I've got that.
Okay.
I've got. So some people, if I give my cards, it's just an envelope for cards. That's about it in there. There's flash stand.
Fair enough.
This sort of stuff probably should come out of the bag, but it's not really going to change the weight of it because it's just all nonsense, really. In here, so it's the second pocket just in there. I had this effects filter, which I thought was a good idea to buy.
Ever used it?
Nah.
No.
A card reader cable for card reader when I take that with me, so I always have that in there. Light meter.
Yep.
It's pretty old school. This I got this in 1998.
That's Sekonic.
No, this is a Polaris, a Shepherd Polaris.
Polaris. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, at the time, right, it was a lot more accurate than the Sekonic version at the time. That's not the case anymore. And it was about 40 quid cheaper. So
I bet a lot of people are watching or listening to this thinking, what's he using a light meter for? Never seen one of those before.
Well, what's one of them for? Well, studio work always.
Yeah, that's absolutely
right. So again, a couple more cables for the chargers and things.
Yeah.
Body cap, spare body cap in case I lose one.
Yeah.
Now, before I bought the cable release, I did buy this remote. It's the infrared one.
Okay.
I felt it wasn't as quick and
not as responsive.
That's the word I'm looking for. Not as responsive as the cable release. I thought the cable release was better. So that's why I went for that. And I think that's about it. I've got some miscellaneous stuff in the front here.
Yeah, what's your miscellaneous stuff?
It's okay. Oh, that's earplugs for when you're doing an Indian wedding, because those Indian DJs love to be loud. And then at the front here. So this is stuff I don't use that much, but sometimes when you need it, it's there. So I know, that's, I do use that actually. That's a flash sensor. So when I'm using my studio flash, so that's the transmitter.
Yeah.
Another plug just for the USB stuff. So for iPhones or whatever it is, if I'm away, got a lens cloth in here. Oh yes, I've got this little Leatherman thing. It's not actually a Leatherman. It's a cheap alternative, but
useful.
Stuff in there, always useful.
I should get one of those. Yeah,
really useful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of rubbish there. So what else have we got in here? Oh yeah, body cap. So lens cap and body cap. This device here it's another earplug thing. It's a selfie thing. So if we want to, when you ask us to do silly videos for Instagram and stuff, it's Bluetooth, it extends, it's a selfie stick,
right.
And it also has a tripod thing at the bottom where you can just screw that in.
I love selfie sticks, but they seem to have gone out. People don't seem to use selfie sticks. I don't know why.
But it's a Bluetooth one as well, so it's got a little remote.
Yeah.
So
I'm going away soon, and I'd love to get one actually.
Yeah.
But they're not really made for my camera, my phone with the fold.
Okay, you're going to laugh. Yeah. You're going to laugh
okay.
about this one, right?
Okay.
A bit of fold-up cardboard.
Okay. Right. Well, now, what's it for, though? Yeah.
So this has actually been incredibly useful.
I'll bet. Yeah.
Basically, sometimes when I've done some portraiture for you, and we set up the background and stuff in the
Oh, I know what it's for.
Inside. So when you set up the background, you roll it up. You stuff that.
It stops it rolling down.
And it stops it rolling down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Bit of cardboard.
Yeah. You see, this is just it. It's stuff like this is really useful. So far, the most illuminating thing that we found in there is it's a piece of cardboard. Yeah, a bit of cardboard. But they're the sort of things that a lot of photographers might think, I never thought of that, because I'll use, if I want to do it, I've got the proper clips, that.
Yeah. But the proper clips just take up loads of room. So
exactly, that's right.
That bit of cardboard, shove it in, it stops it from rolling.
I like that. I like that.
And then in this bit, now sometimes I don't put my laptop in here because this bag just gets way too heavy. Sure. I do put an iPad in here, but I do have in the front part here a grey card.
Okay, yep.
So that's always useful. I always keep that in. So there we go. That's my bag. Okay. It also does have a side pocket for a drink, which I always say is useful. Oh, I've got a lens cleaner in here as well. There's some tissues. There you go. It's just sort of like lens cleaning fluid.
Yeah.
And that's in my bag, guys. Oh, was that interesting? I don't know if that was interesting.
Well, no, I think it is interesting, because I think it is interesting to see what people carry in their camera bags. Your bag's just incredibly heavy, and obviously you've got two bodies, you've got three lenses, and those bits and pieces, and you've not got in as much as I thought that you would have in there. Actually,
no, the weight comes from the glass that's in there. I think, that's right. Really. Yeah. And also, I think the other thing I do, which I think is different to you, is you have lots of little bags. Well, that annoys me when I'm loading the car. I want it all in one bag, so it just goes into the car, and I don't have all this. I do have a laptop bag, and also sometimes when I bring the LED lights, they're in a separate bag as well. But generally, that's my main bag, and it's all in one. Yes, it weighs a bit, but it's good for the calories in it. So
we will do my bag, but what I tend to do is I've got 3 or 4 bags. I've got one main bag, and if I'm on a shoot, what I'll do is I will take out. I'm at the shoot, and I've got everything with me, and I'll take out what I don't need and just put it in another bag, and just lighten the load. And I know that I've covered myself with everything. So if I need a spare of something, I know I might need it, but I don't carry everything with me, because sometimes I don't know whether I'm going to need to pick up my bag. And it does, throughout the day, stuff starts to get heavier and that type of thing. So I just try and lighten the load. And a lot of times I have one of those bum bags that I put over my shoulder or around my waist, which is really good. And that allows me to put in things like maybe a spare lens. I can put my flash in there. Yeah. I can put some sweets in there, my car keys. Yeah.
Just a bit of a translation there, by the way, for any American listeners. It's a fanny pack.
It's a fanny pack, and that's right. Yes. Okay. Now that's what's really good about that is one, I can put it around my waist. I can have it hanging to the front, to the side, or to the back, but I can also put it over my shoulder, so I can have it strapped across here, or I can just swing it round behind. And I like having it just here, actually. That's really useful. So I can just unclip it there, right, there's my spare battery, put that in, rather than going to my big camera bag, which I try and leave in the car rather than leaving it, but it's different for every job. So I wouldn't say I do that on every job. Some jobs I need to, Mark, the amount of gear we take to a lot of shoots, we've got trolley. So stuff will go in a trolley, and then it will just sit in a trolley, maybe hidden away somewhere. But even then, when the stuff's in the trolley, I'll say, right, what do I need now for what I'm going to do now? And I'll take that bum bag out, put everything in there. And it's usually just flash, spare batteries for the camera. They just go in there. And also, I don't like having things in my pockets. Okay, so car keys and things and phones, I put those away. I don't like things weighed down in my jacket pockets, in my trouser pockets. I sometimes think it makes you look a little bit messy like that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
pockets bulging with gear.
I wear a waistcoat quite a bit, so actually the two pockets in the waistcoat, I always have.
I think you don't notice
batteries.
that.
Yeah, I put batteries in there. The earplugs tend to go in there as well.
Yeah,
the job sheet tends to go in there. lens caps as well.
We all have our own way of working. I will do mine because I think people are interested in what is in your camera bag.
I hope so. I hope that wasn't boring for people.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also it might dispel any myths about why my bag's so heavy. It's not because there's unnecessary stuff in there. Actually, I think all the things, and also keeping it so you know where everything is. Because I tell you what, those flash guns in there stay in those sections. They don't move. That's where they go. Each one as well. They don't swap places. I'm quite fastidious about stuff like that.
Which I understand. It's your bag. And you need to grab things quickly and keep things tidy in there as well, which does make sense. Do you ever take the stuff out? Have you ever taken it out and cleaned it and hoovered it?
Actually, no, I haven't.
I do.
I should, I can see why that would need it. Yeah.
I've not done mine for a little while, but my bag is generally very clean and tidy anyway, because before every shoot, I tend to empty it doesn't take me long because I'm not got that much in there, but I tend to empty my bag out because sometimes I might have a sweet wrapper in there, and I hate stuff like that. You know, that I didn't put in my pocket. No, I do it all the time. So my bag is so if I went to go and pick up my bag now, it would be really clean and tidy in there. There'd be nothing in there that's a mess. And and occasionally I just put a Hoover in there and Hoover it out. I think that's would be a really good thing to do.
That is a good tip, actually. I should probably do that.
And it's cleansing and it's refreshing, you know. And then you will take out things like that filter thing. You thought, I've not used that for ages. I'm going to take it out.
Yeah, I keep thinking I should use it.
We've all got stuff in our bags, right, that we've bought and think, I may need this. One day I may need it, so I'm reluctant to take it out. Chances are, if you've not used it in a year, you're never going to use it.
Did you think going through my bag like that, you'd think you'd just find one thing that would be useless?
Yes,
and
but there isn't.
Being the filter, and that's it.
Yeah. That's damn good. That is very good, actually. So, but yeah, okay, good stuff. Interesting to know, and it'd be interesting to know what other people have got in their bags and what they carry around as well. You know, you've got that. Was it Leathermate? You know, which is that screwdriver.
Well, Leatherman. It's not a Leatherman because it's not a Leatherman because they're expensive. Oh, right. One thing I did forget that was in my bag as well.
Kit. Right. Okay.
So it goes in. So in the side of my bag here, I have a drinks pouch. So I do put my drink bottle.
Oh, you did mention that.
Yeah, but I've also got a pair of mole grips in there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
For tripods, right? Yeah. So securing your camera onto the tripod on the plate. Sometimes if you're doing it portrait and it jams right on there. And you got to get some mole grips. So I've got the mole grips with me as well.
Yeah, no, good idea. Stuff like that is very useful. Like, and that's just a bit more than a fix-it kit, isn't it? Let's call it a fix-it kit. Yeah, you just have, but you know your own little ways. You know the little things that happen to you, and there's instances like that. You know, and you can't get bloody, you know, the tripod plate off your camera because it's too damn tight and all of that. And you know, and so, but yeah, good stuff. Right, Mark. Quick shout out for the Patreon names.
Well, we have a bit of announcements. Yes. We got a new one. Okay, so it just shows that all that little bit of promotion at the beginning does all work, doesn't it? So I want to welcome Emily Brown. Thank you very much signing up to our Patreon. It really means a lot. So thank you very much. So we've got Emily Brown. Emily. We got Craig Chuck, Rob Percy, Nick Payne, Carl Sherville, Amara Zainab, and Frank Case. So thank you so much for that. We are going to have to start writing all these names because when we start getting loads, we're going to need to write them down.
Yeah, good stuff. If this was our full-time job, then I think we'd have the time to be really pushing stuff out there, wouldn't we? But we're working photographers. We fit this in when we can. And we know from these people, from our patrons, but we know from a lot of other photographers who do say, sometimes, you know, we might go off on a tangent and whatever, but they do like the fact that we sort of keep them company. A lot of photographers work on their own, had that comment many, many times. You know, they feel that, they've got, you know, somebody who knows their way of thinking and thinks the same things, but they've got nobody else to actually have these conversations with. So thank you for those comments that we get. Good stuff, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Emily.
Right. See you soon, guys.
All right. Cheers, guys. Cheers.